So I want to start off by talking about what I believe is the foundation of all great achievement. So I want to start by saying that there's one thing that I can tell you that has had the biggest effect on what your weight is, what your bank account balance is, what your career is, where you live, how happy you are, how unhappy you are. There's one thing that is responsible for affecting that more than anything else. It's just one thing. And what that one thing is your decisions. It's your decisions that have the biggest impact on your life. It's not the economy. It's not who the president is or who the prime minister is, depending on which country you're from. It's not what the tax rate is. It's not who your boss is. It's not who your parents are. It's not who your in-laws are. It's your decisions, right? Those things play a role, but the role that they play is very minor compared to the role that your decisions play. Because your decisions are what affect what happens to you more than anything else. Now, when it comes to your decisions, I'm not talking about your big decisions. I'm not talking about you deciding who I want to work for, who I want to get married to, where I want to live. Usually when we make big decisions, because we know the ramifications of these decisions are so huge, usually when we make those kind of decisions, we spend a lot of time doing it and we often make the best decision. But the decisions that have the biggest impact on your life are not these huge, seemingly huge decisions. It's the seemingly small, insignificant decisions. It's the decisions about whether you're going to hit the snooze button when you wake up, or are you going to wake up 30 minutes early and get a bit of a workout in before you go to work. It's the decisions about whether or not you're going to eat an apple a day, or if you're going to eat a candy bar a day. It's the decision about whether or not you're going to take that walk around the block, or if you're going to sit down and watch your Netflix. It's the decisions about whether or not for that last hour at work, you're just going to dog it a little bit and just coast, or whether or not you're actually going to stay focused the entire time while you're at work. Because it's small, insignificant decisions over long periods of time that end up making massive impacts on your life. So nothing great can ever be achieved until we realize this. And realizing that it's our decisions that are responsible for our life makes us realize that we are the ones that are responsible for our life. And until we acknowledge that we're the ones that are responsible for our life, there's no way for us to ever make any sort of meaningful change. So before I get into other self-improvement, personal development topics, this is the foundation. It starts with this. It starts with us realizing that, listen, the buck stops here. That if it's to be, then it's on me. So how do we do this? How do we accept responsibility? First of all, we accept responsibility by being conscious in the moment of it. So just by bringing it to your attention, hopefully this is going to make you more responsible. One of my favorite quotes from Sun Tzu is that in order to evade a trap, first one must know that it exists. So hopefully now that we're conscious of this, when that alarm hits in the morning, turns on, we don't hit the snooze button right away, because we remember that, listen, it's our decisions. It's our decisions that make a difference. So that's the number one thing. We got to stay conscious. We got to make our decisions consciously. We can't make our decisions automatically. See, making your decisions automatically means that you're leaving your decisions up to habit. And when you leave your decisions up to habit, the habits that you currently have are the habits that are putting you in the position that you're in right now. If you want to be in a different position, then you need different habits. And the only way to change those habits is to consciously make your decisions. So be conscious of what you're doing. And the next thing that we want to do is we want to stop all blame. We have to stop blaming. Never blame anybody. Even if something bad happens to me, say for example, I'm driving a car or something and somebody hits me and my car gets damaged or whatever, and it's really no fault of my own, but somebody else hit me. You know what the truth is? Maybe I could have been a little bit more alert. Maybe I could have had my eyes open a little bit more and noticed that, somebody's coming to hit me and I can do something. See, because when we put the onus on ourselves, it allows us to learn from our mistakes. If we don't put the onus on ourselves, then there's no way that we can actually learn from what happened. If we're blaming other people, then we're not putting the attention on ourselves. Putting the attention on ourselves allows us to learn and adjust and improve. That's the whole idea. So we've got to stop blaming everybody, and we've got to take responsibility. And this is not a negative thing. In fact, it's very empowering. It's only when we realize that we are truly responsible that we are able to make changes in our life. If we're responsible for putting ourselves in this position because of the actions that we've taken before, that means that the actions that we take right now can put us in a different position in the future. That's a very empowering thought right there. So the next step to accepting responsibility is accepting this moment as it is. So I'm talking about this moment right now. This moment right now, it is inevitable. This moment right now, it cannot be changed, right? There's nothing that we can do about it. The universe is exactly as the universe is supposed to be right now. There's no need for us to fight it. There's no need for us to be angry about the way that things are, because there's nothing that we can do about this moment. See, this moment is inevitable. The next moment, we don't know. 10 years from now, we don't know, but this moment is inevitable. So it's better for us to accept it. See, accepting something, the degree to which you love something is the degree to which you are willing to accept it, truly accept it. I love my children. I love my wife. The reason why is because I truly accept them for who they are. No matter what they do, I will still accept them for who they are. And that allows me to love them. So if I can love this moment the way that it is and truly accept it, right, then that's when I can actually be joyful. And we can accomplish great things, especially when we're joyful. So now, once you get to this place, a place where you realize that it's your decisions that have brought you to the point that you are responsible for your life 100%, and then you truly accept this moment, that's when all of a sudden the power comes back in our hands. And that's when the power comes back in our hands and we're able to shape our destiny with this power that we're wielding. The ancients had many words for this concept, right? In many religious texts, in fact, almost every single culture, almost every single religious or spiritual text has a reference to this concept that I'm talking about. The concept of you are responsible, that I am responsible, that we are responsible, okay, for our lives. In ancient times, they used to call it the law of sowing and reaping. That which you sow, so shall you reap. It basically means that what you're reaping right now is what you've sown in the past. So that goes to say that if we were to sow something different right now, then in the future we would be reaping something different. It's the same idea. It means that our life is in our hands. In South Asia, in East Asia, they call this idea the idea of karma. The idea of karma is that the things that we've done in the past affect us right now. The way that the tendencies that we had in the past, the habits that we had in the past, and because of the things that we've done before, those are our habits and tendencies right now. It's the same idea. And in the Western world, science calls this the law of cause and effect. The life that we live right now is the effect, right? Our decisions, and our actions up to this point are the cause of this effect. This is the most foundational concept that one has to grasp if one truly wants to achieve something great in their lives, guys.